Hey, crotch rot. I'm gonna slurp my lifer's juice out of my own cup.
Yeah, I guess I should have gotten shots beforehand.
Anything else, General?
No, that's fine.
What are all those medals?
I'll never tell. At least not while the sun's shining.
That is such a classic scene from a bad movie. Because really, I mean, it's got so many problems, that movie, but I still love it. While I'm still waiting for video to render, because I mean, it's compressing right now. Started this shit like yesterday. It's like somebody gets so pushy with me and makes me do stuff super late. Not gonna say who it is.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
man.
Jesus Christ.
I just had to, get stuff done,
She pops off camera.
Yeah, that was you at first. That's the story.
Yeah. So I'm going to show some stuff here real quick. This is what's coming up with Tom and Gerry. I'm very excited. Tom and I have talked about this. We've been talking about this for over a year, doing a show together. Now we're finally doing a show together. And this will be one of the next ones right here. Tom and Gerry do Batman, 1989.
Oh, you should have Keith.
We're going to go through a Trey Parker, Matt Stone films, all of them. We're going to do Team America, Basketball. Join us if you've got the balls. I like that one. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Come on, join us. I'm good now. This one we may end up doing as a regular show, and he'll try to pop in. Join us for a bloody good time, which is Cannibal the Musical, the original film from the 90s. The next one they did was Orgasmo. Come and join us for a good time. Yeah, that's good stuff. And I did like this. And join me so I'm not so runry. And the last one, of course, we're going to be doing Conan with special guest Andre.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to those. I like doing stuff with Tom, and anytime I get a chance to hang out with Andre, it's fun. And because I'm so busy, I don't get to go over to Midnight's Edge. I'm always welcome over there. I'm just never on.
But I think it's nice when one of our daddies shows up here.
One of our daddies, that's right. Who's your daddy?
We're Midnight's Edge Junior.
That's right. We're proof what happens when Tom and Andre's rubbers break.
Yep.
Oh, God. So I'm very excited. Hey, Andre made that joke.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll your eyes, you're rolling your eyes at Andre.
I'll be your dissenting voice in Basketball because I hate that movie.
It's not their best film, but I still thoroughly enjoy it. I can't stand their co-star in that film. She's such a fucking terrible actor and not funny, Jenny McCarthy. And she's one of the anti-vaxxer people that just pisses me off. The one that went with the bad science, saying that it's caused autism. I'm like, there's no correlation. It's just really weird. And then you found out the scientist they were using for all their statements was freaking had made up all of his results, and he was removed. All of his information was removed, and yet they're still using his arguments. even though it was proven that it was faked. So, and of course, assholes in the world like to mix those two with the modern problem with certain vaccines. They go, all these anti-vaxxers, and try to lump them into one. It's like, no, these were tested and proven. That shit wasn't tested. So you can fuck off with that name calling. Sayreville Middle School is punishing a student for something he did at home because it violates school code of conduct. It's absolute overreach. It's absolute overreach.
That's ridiculous.
Well, look, fascism is being embraced by the left in this country, and there's just no question about it. I'm not saying anything about my liberal friends, because most of my Democrat friends are good guys, good people. My problem is the far left in this country doing shit like that. And there are many in the Democratic Party fighting it. They're fighting it to the point that many of them are giving up on the Democratic Party and leaving. I abandoned it in the 80s the minute I saw the infiltration of socialism. Hey, Lady V, what's up?
I just have an announcement.
What do you have, Bill?
It's actually a combination of both. I unfortunately won't be here June 3rd for your Saturday morning fun time, which might have to be changed to Saturday afternoon fun time, since it's at 3 Eastern.
No. It's morning somewhere.
But I will be live at Pine Bush with Chris DePerno, Travis Walton, Kathleen Martin, a few others, Tom Reed. Maybe I'll stop in on your live show live from Pine Bush. What do you think?
I like that. I would also love it if you would connect us with Walton, because I've wanted to do a proper interview with him for a while.
That'll happen.
I'm looking forward to that.
I have 2 hours in the vehicle with him, driving him from the airport, so don't worry.
I know he won't remember it, but I had a beer with him.
Did you really?
Very nice guy. Yeah.
He is. Travis is quiet until he really gets to know you. Then he feels comfortable around you. He's that kind of person. He's very, like I said, he's very quiet. And then once you start to talk to him, he opens up. Once he starts to know you a little bit, you know what I mean? He's that kind of person.
What I was told is that many years ago that if you go hang out in this, I forget the name of the place, in Snowflake, it's a bar, pub, whatever you want to call it, and that he'll pop in there every once in a while and buy him a beer, and he'll talk to you.
Break out a guitar, and that's all you need, because he loves to play his guitar.
Play the guitar. Let's see. So who all is here? Let me see who's here. We got Penny, Andy Morrow, Alex Moore, Boosh McFadden, Dragon Ruse, and Lady V Elements. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is having we've got exclamation points, Bill, over top of two of the destinations.
Oh, gosh. I'm not going to worry about that right now.
Yeah, it looks like Rumble is doing it again.
Rumble might be...
we're live and kicking on Rumble.
Oh, okay.
We're live on
We're live on fuck you, Gerry, on Rumble.
I don't know what he said. All I heard is we're live on Rumble.
Live is kicking. Don't you understand English? What the fuck?
That sounded like a cartoon character to me.
We have to talk in bad German.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Or do the show without me. You choose. Last time we had that problem, it was Rumble, so I thought it's so.
Before I leave, this Covenant movie, can you refresh me just a little, because I'm not remembering this one.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal and what is his name? I just forgot his name.
Me too.
Because I've never seen him in anything before that I remember him from, and it's Dar Salim, and he plays the part of Ahmed. And,
or the Afghani Vin Diesel.
And by the way, it shows that uncredited, but our good friend Fahim, he's in the movie.
He's the Taliban commander.
He's the Taliban commander.
He wanted to join, but he has.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I invited him to join us today, and he was like, "Yes, I'll be free, my friend. I'll be free." Oh wait, no. What time? Oh no, I'm not free for that. He goes, I won't be free until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. You had me.
Yeah.
Oh. But
Jake,
he was.
So this work schedule in LA changes like every 5 minutes.
He's doing ADR. He's doing ADR till 1 o'clock today. So
Jake,
he thought it was an afternoon show. What?
Jake seems like he's rising up in the stardom. I mean, he's been in quite a few movies.
Man, he started out getting big and then he leveled off. And the one that gets me is his sister. It's like, I cannot stand her. I can't stand her as an actor. There's something wrong with her face. There's something wrong with her face. And her acting is terrible. They work together a lot, you know, because they're very close siblings. But Jake is
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. Yeah. Well, actually, they're more than that.
She's probably getting into a lot of stuff because she's his sister.
Yep.
She's not that good.
It's nepotism. But the fact is his, you know, he started off big. He did that Persian movie where he played the Persian prince or some shit, and it flopped. And he was coming up, and then that leveled him off. And he's just been kind of doing a lot of independent film or like Southpaw is one of my favorite films with him. It's a boxing film.
He did an action movie. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it was made somewhere in Asia. It was pretty damn good. I was like, wow, I'm impressed.
He did that movie Nightcrawler, which was creepy and good.
Yeah.
And of course, if Monkey Jeebus is here, his favorite movie, Brokeback Mountain. He likes that gay stuff.
I haven't seen him yet.
Donnie Darko, which some people don't like. Majority of people I've met like Donnie Darko. I'm a fan of Donnie Darko. I thought it was a really good psychological sci-fi film. He's in the new Roadhouse. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Yeah, he's in the new Roadhouse.
It's a reboot or a...
It's a reboot.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
Oh.
What else is new in Hollywood?
He's really good as I just forget it, Mysterio in Spider-Man.
Nothing, Bill. Nothing's new in Hollywood. That's why they keep doing reboots and remakes.
Horrible. It's horrible.
He's in that terrible film Jarhead, which is, you know, really it's not a bad film. It's just dumb. It's like I'm going to make our war about the Gulf War where nothing happened. It's a bunch of stuff that almost happened. And it's just like, I don't know. It's reminiscent of, I forget his name that wrote From Here to Eternity. He was there for Pearl Harbor. Okay. So that's why From Here to Eternity is his best work. But he also did Thin Red Line. And what I always make fun of is like, dude, Guadalcanal was over when you got there. It was over when he got to Guadalcanal. Every single book he wrote was when he got there right after shit happened. And that's how Jarhead felt. You know, I was just like, the best part of Jarhead was the drill instructor played by Jamie Foxx. He was great.
Well, now he's doing.
What's that?
Jamie Foxx?
What about him?
I wonder how he's doing because there's so many rumors out there about his health.
Oh, man, I don't know. I didn't hear any of this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Before I leave, any word, because like you, I think you're absolutely right. I think all of you were talking about this writer's strike. I think this is going to go on for a long time.
Well, that's my fear. And I hate this because like I'm close friends with some screenwriters and I don't want to see them struggle because of a union. Their first argument is solid. The argument against AI, I don't agree with. And I don't agree with Script Doctor. We talked. But I completely agree with the first statement about the money, because you got to keep up with the economy and with the inflation and the devaluation of the dollar. But I'm he thinks it's not going to go online. I'm hoping that he's right, because I would hate to see them suffer through this for very long, because I have a lot of writer friends.
I predict by September, maybe.
The Directors Guild strikes on the 1st.
Wow.
Here's the link. It's in there for you right now, Martin.
Well,
there it is.
Have a great show to all of you, and
thank you, Bill.
Good afternoon, everybody in chat, and I'll see you guys later.
Have fun, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
Later, buddy.
And Gary, don't you dare blame just me on the delay with the slideshow. You had stuff going on at the house too that distracted you.
No, but I couldn't start. I can't start working on anything like that when we're video chatting, because all hear is "you're roboting," or roboting. You're roboting. You're roboting. And I'm like, I'm working. So I just stopped working when we're on our date night.
Given
and
that
somebody goes, this is why I love Anima so much. She's like, then I've got to go to bed. 20 minutes later, because she's like a 5-year-old child, doesn't want to go to bed.
Listen, hanging out in StreamYard is all we have to this relationship for now. I don't want to end
I know.
just
I
because
thoroughly
I'm tired.
enjoy it. But here's the slideshow. Yay.
Then I'm going to speed run through it.
You shouldn't have to speed run too much.
I'm sorry, Dawn isn't here.
It's an hour and just 5 minutes of it you might have to skip through.
Hour 51 and we're on minute 16. So yeah.
There's oh, of course, Julia's calling me during the show.
Oh, Julia.
I'm gonna pause it.
Hey, Julia, I'm doing a show right now. Can I call you back after the show?
Sure.
Okay. We'll be done in probably about an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, probably not then.
Okay.
Let me send you an email, okay?
Okay.
Give you the gist of what I'm... Okay.
Roger that. I'll talk to you a little bit. All right,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll probably have to call her this afternoon because she does that thing. She likes to take her siestas.
Oh, so if she and Captain Died treat you like a son, you could say, "Ma, I'm doing a show."
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that because she and I are the same age. Yeah, that's right. Dale Dye robbed the cradle. But and by the way, if you spot Fahim in this, point him out to me because I'm not sure I saw who he was.
Yeah,
I
we were looking
tried.
for him yesterday, but we didn't see
I
him.
But
tried.
he's uncredited for playing the Taliban commander, and I'm wondering if he's even physically in the film. If instead it's his voice, because they do that a lot. Because he's been used in a lot of video games and movies for his voice and his use of the act, his accent
I
and
wish
his
we could
ability to
ask
speak the
him,
language.
really.
Well, that
I
would
was
have been
excited
today
when
if
you
he
said
showed
he
up.
would come. Yeah.
So they just lost their interpreter.
Yeah, we're in Afghanistan in 2018, so towards the end of that whole ordeal. And they're doing routine checks of vehicles for weapons and stuff. And one of the vehicles blew up. The driver got away. And it took the interpreter and one of the soldiers. So they're
And he saw the face of this guy. He saw his face.
Yeah, he saw the
and
face
it's
of the
going to come
driver.
back. It will come back later.
So the sergeant is being assigned a new interpreter.
Well,
Because
that's
all
not
the
the
way through the
interpreter.
film, and they-
Hold on. There was
What?
another guy that was killed, and Jack was killed. And so that was his replacement. And now we meet this young man here who says, I've got these interpreters. And so he wants to meet the bald guy, the bald one in the beard.
Yeah.
And he's very rough around the edges, and other units have had trouble with him, or problems with him. Not trouble, but problems with him.
Yeah, he's very strong-willed, and he does his own thing from time to time against orders, and that doesn't make him friends.
Yep. But for some reason, as this movie goes on, there's a tight bond between Gyllenhaal and his character. So I like this scene right off the bat. Do you smoke? He goes, no, I don't smoke. And he keeps calling him sir. I love that. Why do you want this job? This is great. I made sure to get every bit of this. I need the money, sir. And what was your profession before this? Mechanic. And this goes, oh, you good with cars?
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Everything that has an engine.
And he answers with anything with an engine. He goes, oh, yeah, well, what is this? And he points at the front of the Humvee. And he goes, that's an engine, sir. You patronizing me, Ahmed? I would never patronize
they have great banter going
an
on.
officer, sir. How long you been here? He goes, 5 years. This is great. This is so good. You like it here? It's a job, sir. Well, Ahmed, this unit specializes in finding Taliban munitions and explosive sites. Basically, we get into trouble. Sadly, we lost our last interpreter. Understood. And it's Ahmed, sir. And he did it on purpose. This is great. Oh, yeah.
Of course he did on purpose.
Well, it's Sergeant, not sir. I work for a living. Hey, guys, meet Ahmed, our new interpreter. I love that. You know, sergeants don't like being called sir. And he tells him, don't disappoint. And he just nods at him. And right off the bat, man, he's doing things his own way. And it irks the shit out of him. You know, you say what I tell you to say. And this is where he says, I'm an interpreter.
Yeah. He's very strict about phrasing, about wording. Yep. It's not just his job to listen to the words and translate them. He's reading between the lines and body language and everything.
I'm not a translator. I'm an interpreter, is what he tells him. Mm-hmm. And he makes it clear. And you can already see why he's had problems previously. But Jake Gyllenhaal's character really gets angry at him. But at the same time, there's just something. There's this chemistry between these two.
They two have the same personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, you find out the backstory of Ahmed, which is, you know, he lost.
Wait till we get there. Don't.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Okay, I'll go fuck.
This is a good scene. I was really impressed with this film. I'm like, I love Guy Ritchie movies to begin with. I think he kind of derailed for a bit. You know, he made that stupid Madonna movie. And then he made that Robin Hood movie, which was terrible. Or not Robin Hood. Was it Robin Hood? Yeah, it was Robin Hood. It was Robin Hood. And I couldn't even get past 10 minutes of the movie. I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Hey, Gerry, do you have any response for Bush here?
Because they work for a living. NCOs, that's their response. Don't call me sir. I work for a living.
Yeah, but the thing is, as a civilian, sir is the popular thing to say.
Because one's enlisted and the other one isn't, is why. And there's a lot of pride in being enlisted.
Yeah, but it's no reason to shit on the non-enlisted people.
Hey.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely a reason.
What was Dodge's rank? I don't seem to.
Sarge is... a lot of people don't like Sarge in the military. I know none of my sergeants like being called Sarge. Yeah, and the Arthur movie was bad. All that stuff was bad. Guy Ritchie is back on track. His latest films, which Anima watched one of them with me recently. Really good. One with the transporter guy, Statham. The heist
Revolver.
Movie. No.
No?
Revolver's older. But yeah, if you are an NCO, you're enlisted, and they do not like being called sir. They will gank your ass for it because it's considered speaking disrespectfully to an NCO.
But how does that work when you answer to your drill sergeant with "sir," "yes, sir"?
All right, here's another scene.
Sir.
This is where the interpreter steps in, intervenes, and says he believes this is an ambush.
Not yet. Here's the part
Oh, I
with
thought
the
this was
barbecue. When they're just sitting there doing nothing because bad
Yeah,
intel.
that's the barbecue, right? When the kid gets his first beer.
And that's actually really important. It happens in the military. I remember when we were put on alert, we had a couple of guys that were under 21. And I turned to the bartender at the E Club and I said, these boys are shipping out. Give them beer. No one's going to narc on you. And he did. He served them beer. If you're old enough to die for your country, you're old enough to drink. The U.S. government is so fucked up. And, you know, I'd like to say it's just Democrats, but it's not. It's Republicans, too. They allow this stupidity that they parse between cigarette smoking age, the age of consent, the age where you're allowed to vote, and the age when you're allowed to drink.
It just makes no sense to me as a European because you can have beer from the age of 16 and everything else goes from 18, and that's it. That's the age limits we have over here.
So there is another great actor. His last time I saw Johnny Lee Miller was in Elementary. He played Sherlock Holmes. He's British.
I love this scene.
In fact, I think he's Scottish. And his American here is really good, but his character irritates me because he's active duty and his lapels look like shit. His hair looks like shit. And that mustache, not regulation.
Was too far out. He just looks sloppy.
Now, when you're, what are they? JTAC. JTAC can get away with that stuff like Special Forces, having facial hair. But he is an officer in the unit, and it's really weird. Now, look at his uniform. This guy's uniform, spot on. But he's JTAC, he's ICAF. And so they can get facial hair. But his character should be regs with his mustache, which means the edge of the mustache doesn't go past the corner of your mouth. And for some people, it makes them look like shitlers. It's really, some of those mustaches were really bad in the Army. But and this is where we see about their friendship, and he's always there for him. A lot of gay talk, like, hey man.
Oh yeah.
That is, and like Anima's like, do you really talk like it? I'm like, oh yeah. There was a lot of gay talk between soldiers in the Army.
It gets really entertaining at one point. There was where like, do you really do that? Like talk like that? It's weird.
Yeah. Because you have to be very comfortable with your sexuality to make that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And we did it all the time.
Well, those two are very close friends. It's kind of funny when one of them says, "You always play hard to get," and the other one is, "Chase me. All you have to do is chase me." It's
what
funny.
Most people don't like about being called Sarge is it's a familial thing, and it's lazy. It's considered verbally lazy to call someone Sarge. And a lot of sergeants see that as disrespectful. And I've never called a sergeant anything less than sergeant. And I'm still close friends with, and it was that way with my sergeants, Eugene Tevez and Staff Sergeant Tom Parker. They were my sergeants. And off duty, we were friends. It was first name basis. On duty, it was sergeant. Yes, sergeant. None of that buddy talk when you're in uniform.
This is where he goes against orders.
Yeah, he threatens this guy. And it leads to the first confrontation about who he is, his past, because this is a troubling moment for Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
Brian is here. Hi.
Brian? I didn't see Brian.
Yeah.
He just arrived.
Invite him. Join us, dude. Good morning, my friend. I know he's taking a break. He's going to be gone for a couple of weeks. We're going to be doing replays on Thursday. But if he's available right now, man, I'd love him to join us. I was like, what was with the
Oh,
orange? I didn't quite understand the orange jumpsuit.
It's a prisoner's
thing.
suit, I guess.
I know.
So it's
and
either
I
go to
was-
jail or take the money and give us what we want.
okay, I get it. All
And,
right.
and Ahmed he wants more money, and Ahmed kicks
Ahmed.
in. And,
It's not Ahmed.
can
Amen.
anyone?
but Ahmed just
Send the invite?
hands him more money, and that makes the sergeant very, very angry.
He's heading for the airports shortly, so he can't.
Oh,
make it.
gotcha. No worries.
Can
No
any
worries.
of you send the invite to? Oh, I thought you were
He
talking
doesn't
about
need
a
an
movie.
invite. He's a host. He doesn't need an invite. He can just come in.
70s. I like
No,
this.
he hasn't. He's not able to log in now.
Oh, right,
Hey,
because we did the
70s.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about that publicly. I refuse to
Yeah.
call him Brian. He is that 70s rock fan. Look, man, I'm not lazy, but people with long names for their their online thing, no, I'm not doing that. I call
think
them
I'm the-
70s.
I think I'm the only one who you call with my Facebook online name backstage. When we
Yeah.
talk.
I like this one.
Well, I call him 7. I just call him 70s. But yeah, what she said, yeah, 70s. That's what I call him sometimes. Bush McFadden, I appreciate your brand awareness. Fucking brand awareness. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Brian. But speaking of that, I'm sorry for a lot of folks that like watching the Sunday show. We didn't have one this week. It will be back on Sunday. And we've dealt with the problem. So it will be back.
Sometimes life just happens.
It
It
does.
is what it is.
What did Farage say? I murder him in front of his wife. I love that part. You know, how do they know each other? And I like this part, that he, was it his son? Somebody got killed. I forget.
His son.
So it was his son that was murdered. And so he takes his shit personally.
He used to work in a opium house with the Taliban until they killed his son, and then everything changed for him.
Yep. And this is where Jake Gyllenhaal gets angry and he goes, why didn't you tell me this? Why wasn't I made aware of this before we went out with this guy? Because he sees him as a loose cannon. If you were, if you were to see this as a buddy cop film, he's a loose cannon, man. You're a loose cannon.
Yeah, because he think Ahmed may be in this just for revenge, looking for blood.
And it's more than that. This is a
It's way
personal
more.
journey.
Yeah.
This is a get his country back. I want my country. I want my world. I want my life back. I want to make this place better. And by the way, Anthony Starr is in this.
Yeah.
And you brought that up to me. I'm like, really? And I'm
I
like,
did,
looking
because
and right when I went to look it up,
yeah,
I went to look it up, there he is on screen.
I was looking for something. I was looking for something on IMDb, and he just pops in with the cast list, and I was like, how did we not see him? And 5 minutes later, his scene was up.
Hey, Mike is in the house with a super chat, no less.
Oh, hey, Mexican Iron Man, Mikey. The movie was exceptional. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And let's play a video for him, would you, Martine?
Yes.
Oh, we'll have to leave Military Monday studio. That's okay.
Yeah.
But some of the other big name actors that are in this, like we mentioned, Anthony Starr is in it. And I pronounce it the New York way. I'm sorry. Because his name is not Anthony, it's Anthony.
Okay, here we go
weird.
with a video.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
I love that. Yeah, Kurt Russell.
What I like about that video is that all of them seem to look directly to the name of the person who's being highlighted.
So another actor that's in the film is Bobby Schofield. A lot of people might know him from some other things like Don't Breathe, a hit horror film. He's a British actor playing an American in this, so he's been in a lot of shows that I've seen: The Suspect, Black Sea, The Walk-In, SAS Rogue Heroes, which is a show I thought about doing on here, and I might still do it. Talk about the series, like do an overall one episode, talk about the whole series, because I'm looking forward to the second season of that. Good actor. We got Dar Salim, of course, who plays Ahmed. And here's the scene where he stops the mission.
Gerry?
Who really hasn't been in a lot of stuff.
Gerry, I would like to use this occasion to shout out to Fahim, who is in the movie that 70s is promoting here. The Point Man.
The Point Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will be doing The Point Man on here because even though it's a foreign film, I saw the opening 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, I've got to finish watching this. Very good. By the way, he was in Exodus, Gods and Kings with Christian Bale. So, but anyway, he says he believes it's an ambush.
Yeah, because the situation is this, that one of the soldiers, who seems to be Afghani, he speaks up to the sergeant and says
he's a member of the Afghani Special Forces.
Yeah. He says we can't go the left route because the rain has washed the street away. We need to go right. And then the interpreter steps up to the sergeant and says he's lying. Rain hasn't affected this area at all.
Well, the thing is while he's not paying attention, Ahmed takes action.
Yeah.
And knocks the shit out of this guy when they're not looking. Him. They don't he doesn't trust him.
They are looking towards the soldiers who go up the hill to check if there is an ambush. And at first they don't see one. But then.
Now, JTAC is Joint Tactical Attack Command. That's it. And they're often Air Force. It's a mix. They're just the military. That's why you see a lot of guys there in different groups. And the 33E1, the E1, and it's the 33 is their specific unit with JTAC. And then their position B1, Bravo 1, that means he's command. He's in charge. Even though he's an NCO, he is leader of the. You'll hear Bravo 1 in SEAL team all the time. Mm. It means guy in charge. Yeah. And there it is. Ahmed's knocked the shit out of him, has a pistol on him. And they're threatening.
He keeps telling him
they're threatening to shoot Ahmed. Take that pistol off of him right now.
And he takes his sweet time to follow that.
He slowly takes the pistol away, gives it back to him, and while they're talking to Ahmed, the guy on the ground admits it's an ambush.
They have his family.
And that they're his family. That he was threatened. And it's like Jake Gyllenhaal knows now he's dealing with something almost supernatural with Ahmed.
He reads people. He interprets everything.
He's an INFJ, super.
No, he just reads everything. He reads between the lines. He reads the body language, everything.
That's what super empaths do.
Yeah.
There's nothing telepathic. It's just reading people. And he reholsters his own pistol here, which I thought was a nice little shot there. I just love that angle of the pistol going back in. Mm. He is just a no-nonsense motherfucker, and I like this guy. Good actor. But JTAC is best known.
Likes him. That's why I picked him.
They are in command of a lot of air assaults, JTAC. They call in the missions, shit like that. That's what JTAC is for. And they'll be made up of a lot of different teams. And that's why you'll see like foreigners, like in this one, he's got Afghani Special Forces. He has ISAF in there. Mm-hmm. So they just leave him laying there. It's like, somebody pick him up. Because he really knocked the shit out of him.
And it's so sad when the Taliban do a thing like they did with that guy, take his family and force him to do stuff. The family's long dead. There's no chance to survive this.
Real risk. And it led to a lot of, and then there's his family. By the way, that's Emily Beecham. Anybody who watched 1899 with us.
That's why I went on IMDb, because her face looked so familiar, but I couldn't make the connection. And then I saw her name, and I knew, okay, 1899. And then my that star guy just popped up.
Oh, hey, Don joined us. What's up, Don?
Hi, I was hoping he'd join. We talked a bit last night.
But yeah, JTAC is in charge of that stuff. And so this is a very special unit made up of people from different groups. It's kind of like a bastards brigade. And you'll see stuff like that. But again, the rank system is what you see on that patch. You'll see the 33, which is their specific number for being in JTAC. And then the following letter and number refers to what position they are in that unit, and he's Bravo 1. He's HNC, you know.
And
morning, all.
Hi,
Hey,
Don.
Don.
Hey, Don.
We found out that Ahmed has a wife, and she is pregnant with
Like
triplets
popping.
yesterday.
She's popping pregnant.
Yeah.
She's at that stage where she just put me down. Let me sit down.
I don't know how a woman
They lean
pregnant
back
can
a lot.
stand upright. Yeah.
Hey, well, I got to tell y'all, in full disclosure, I didn't see the whole movie last night. I saw it right up until Gyllenhaal got home after he was all screwed up. But
that is actually the halfway mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have some strong comments about this, though. But I'm going to wait until you get to the correct position in the flick.
Yeah, right
and
now.
By the way,
yeah,
I accepted nothing less than sergeant.
There you go. I'm serious. Real enlisted people are very fucking proud of being enlisted, and they like being called by their rank. That was the only things I would answer to. Kissel, private or private, because some people have really fucked up accents and it comes out private, and then medic or doc. That's it. You call me by my first name in uniform, we're gonna have problems because that's not on my fucking name
Who
tag.
does that?
Oh, you'll have idiots. You have
Not
idiots.
even my civilian ass would do a thing like that.
Oh,
Or sergeant.
Oh, I can't stand that. I'll accept private when I was a private. I'll accept that. But oh man. I had one drill instructor yell out and call me donut one day. And I'm like, why the fuck is he yelling that at me? I'm not fat. I'm like lean. I'm big. I'm a gigantic human being, but why is he? And he got up right behind me. This is during chow. And I was in line for chow, and he's practically hitting me in the back of my head with his hat. He's right in the back of my head. Donut! Just yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm not fucking turning around. I am not turning around. I'm not responding. And I just stood there and just kept going in line. And finally, I heard my NCO goes, I told you he wouldn't fucking respond to you. He had warned him not to fuck with me because I wouldn't respond. Oh, here we go. Now, see, I still have trouble. I cannot figure out where Fahim is in this. I think he did a voice. And that's why I wanted to have him on today to talk to him about working on the film. Because I suspect he's a voice and not actually on camera. And this is a really good operational scene. I have, I think there was one beef I had with this, and I can't remember now. See, I thought maybe that's Fahim, but later we see him without the mask on. And it's not Fahim. I don't know. Maybe that is Fahim. I don't know. I normally can spot him really easily. And by the way, we found out over the weekend that I have two friends in the movie Ghosted. That's on Netflix right now. Our guest, Don Eric, that we had on, stuntman, actor. He's in Ghosted, but Fahim is also in Ghosted. That is so funny. I find out little things like like I remember Fahim and Kurt were in that movie, Charlie Wilson's War. Both of them were in that movie. So I have two friends in that movie. But this scene's very, I like the weapons handling. There's clearly they were trained on trigger discipline in this film too. And trigger discipline is really important in modern warfare. in the training and in film. That's why I made fun of that movie a little bit, and I did like it, by the way, Dawn. One Ranger.
Yes, yes.
My problem though with it is the English bird. Her trigger discipline was spot on, but fucking Thomas Jane kept putting his finger in that fucking trigger housing, walking around with his finger in there. And I'm like, God damn it, get your finger out of there. It's not your girlfriend.
And he couldn't fight worth a shit either.
Oh, he was a terrible fighter. He really was. He got his ass handed to him too easily a few times. But I did like the way he won that last fight. That was pretty good. We found a weapons cache down here. Yeah, they just found a bunch of,
Now, one question I had during the entire film: nobody, and I mean nobody, had any frags. I couldn't understand it.
No, that was it. That was it. That was it. He does have a frag. One. And what did I say when they're on the bridge? It's time for some grenade bowling. Out of ammo, throw some grenades. And he only had the one to set up as a fucking booby trap. Fuck that. So yeah, if you watch the rest of the film, Don, you'll see he has a frag later. And I was pissed at that because you carry frags.
Would have made
They're
some
your best friend.
situations less dangerous.
They're your best friend when you've got close quarter combat and you don't want to keep wasting ammo.
And a good, sturdy, nicely sized 7 or 8 inch knife.
Yeah, there is some knife fighting in this film.
Ahmed has one.
Ahmed kills, and so does Jake Gyllenhaal's character, John Kinley.
With
They
a knife,
both
really?
kill with knives. Yes.
I went nowhere without
He
my
cut that
Gerber.
guy's
Nowhere.
throat, honey.
Yeah, right. I forgot.
He used Ahmed to distract him, and when he went to turn to go look at the bush, Jake's character runs up behind him, grabs him, and you see him. They're covering it, but you see him working the blade straight across.
Yeah. They had to do that because they really didn't
They
want
didn't
to
want
fire
the gunfire.
weapons. Yeah.
Because they knew that the whole area was populated by tangos, and they didn't want to give up their position. So they had to kill everybody quiet. I'll kill you quiet.
Yeah.
What movie is that?
Unless those two.
Predator.
Thank you.
What?
It's from Predator. I'll kill you quiet.
Have I seen that one?
You give up our position one more time, I'll kill you quiet.
I'll
Bill
bleed you
Duke.
real quick, real quiet.
Real quick, real quiet. I love that fucking movie, dude. But I got to tell you something here. Clearly, Ahmed's character's also served in the military in some way, his character. Because his weapons handling is really spot on too in this. He does proper trigger discipline.
The only thing that they didn't do, what they should have done, was the shoulder switch. That didn't happen, and his whole body stuck out.
I got mad at that too. That was another complaint. That when they're hiding on the bridge at the end, trying to get cover, he puts his entire body out in order to fire right-handed. And I'm like, no, you switch your shoulder, man. Are you fucking kidding me?
So this is where things go south when they intend to blow up that IED.
Like everybody gets killed. Everybody around him gets wasted.
Somehow they knew that they were there, and they come from everywhere from up the
It's
hills.
absolutely another ambush.
This was my problem in this movie. What Command did or didn't do. Okay, here's this entire operation. Okay, all these operational soldiers are killed except for 2. They came in, they found all the bodies, but they didn't find Jake Gyllenhaal or the interpreter. Okay.
Right.
Now, in the Nam, there would have been every goddamn bird in the AO out there searching. There would have been troops. There would have been people on the ground. There would have been asses in the grasses looking.
And that's
Actually,
what
it was too hot. Those hills were full of Taliban.
No, I'm just telling you, they still would have done it. And they show the Black Hawks in the air. They would have put because this is what I try to tell people, that when that soldier went off on his own in Afghanistan and got captured, a lot of people lost their lives going out looking for him because they do that. They will go out there. They'll send, first you have QRF, and then you have actual troops being sent in for long patrols, trying to find him or signs of him.
There would have been LERPs there.
Absolutely. Long-range reconnaissance patrols going out looking for him. This is a good scene because normally you go, oh, he's got the high ground. No, because he's a silhouette. If you've got a well-trained soldier going up a hill, they have a really better chance than anybody on top of that hill. Because anybody on top of that hill is now a silhouette. The minute they pop out, they're dead. But also the guy with the funny Russian-looking helmet, he's Afghan. It might even be Pakistan. I don't know. But he's definitely a trade. Because that's the thing about JTAC. JTAC very much works with multiple countries that are serving in the same area.
Wait here. Bush, no. That Badus, that gun shredded some one or two.
Oh, they absolutely killed. The problem is the guy firing it is sitting too high, and that's why he got shot. He should have been sitting lower behind that weapon.
Nobody had a 240. Nobody. No 240.
Also, they don't show any. Nobody's carrying grenade launchers in this. Nobody's. The machine gunners are sitting too high in the nest. They should be sitting lower in order to make themselves a harder target. Their helmets shouldn't be above the line of the armor in front of them. And these guys are sitting too high. There are a lot of little mistakes in this film. That's
Bush,
one of them.
It's because the selection of the slides. When you watch the movie, you see the
Yeah, if you watch the film, and I highly recommend watching this film, you'll see he nails a bunch of guys on that ridge.
But they are just outnumbered by far.
Terribly outnumbered.
They're a small team, and somehow the Taliban got wind of their action, and they just ambushed them.
This is where they abandon the truck and they head out into the forestry. And I don't know where they shot this, but it really does look like Afghanistan. They did a really good job of location. Is it Spain?
Was shot on Spain.
That explains it. That explains it.
That's never a good sign when he wants them alive.
Hell, even the Taliban's got good trigger discipline. But this is, what you got here is it's a straight up action film in many ways, but it's an action film with heart, and more importantly, it absolutely does respect the relationship between these teams and their terps, and that's what they're called in the military. We don't call them interpreters; we call them terps, and it's something they still do to this day. And by the way, I'm sure that Anna was happy that everything was done metric in the film.
That's supposed to be in the military.
It didn't hurt. I'll tell you that.
They do occasionally use both, but the fact is we tend to use click, which means kilometer.
It annoyed me in Red October. I'm pretty sure it was Red October. They use miles all the time. And
that was again. Well, there's nautical miles.
They do kilometers, and then they go feet. They use 3 different measurements, and that was confusing. And
that's the writers. Right? That's the writers.
Yeah, but yeah.
So now he's
the 80s. But...
So again, Jake's character here is going through some shit because he knows all his guys are dead, and he's just sitting there, and he's internalizing it. And you see him physically show up for a second, and then when he turns to speak to Ahmed, he's calm. He makes his way through it.
Still in command.
I like that.
You see how Ahmed is trying to tell something to him to lift off his spirit, and he cannot find the words.
I think there are no words.
There he goes. He's raging right now. He goes into a rage for a second, gets it out of his system, and then he's back to normal. We'll rest here for the night. I love that scene.
I love how they are pulling all this, doing the right thing off without going into kitsch or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just straightforward.
Now, you would think that Command would have had every asset they had available out there.
Absolutely.
searching.
In real life, that would have happened. Again, this is Hollywood.
Yeah, but I tell you what, when they finally make it back and the men identify him, the sergeant, their reaction, they are so surprised. Like, they all assumed he was dead long ago.
In fact, that was reported to his wife that he was dead.
Mm.
They believed he was dead. They just hadn't found his body. Because the Taliban would have made a claim if they had him.
Yeah.
I love this. They're all around us. He wakes him up very quietly. They got to make it so.
That's what surprised me too. They were sleeping at the same time. They were both sleeping at the same time. Wouldn't they have taken turns in real life?
I don't know. Exhaustion does funny things to people.
Mm.
And you tend to sleep very lightly. Anything will wake you up.
Probably.
I love when Ahmed sometimes in his helmet and he's got it, that country bumpkin looking. He got his helmet up instead of where it's supposed to be.
It's in the way when it's down there.
Well, like you'll get soldiers from other places there in the Middle East and they look terrible in their uniforms because they never wear the helmets right. Oh, and this is a great moment when he loses his weapon.
Yeah.
Ahmed loses his weapon. And he goes, "Where's your weapon?" "I lost it on the hill."
It's back on that hill. That's what he says.
It's like he's so annoyed with him and he gives him his pistol. Don't lose this one.
In the ambush, we went over a funny thing because at one point Gerry was like, "Yeah, no new rule. You're not allowed to look at any of your people because the moment you look at them, they're killed."
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, whenever he looks at somebody, they get killed. They get wasted right when he looks at them. I'm like, all right, that's a curse.
Yeah, it's break time.
Oh, is it time? All right, man.
Oh, yeah.
Film. Hi, guys. This is Gerry from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh, wow. We survived. Welcome back to the commercial break. Now for some more Pop Culture Minefield on KGRA. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. I saw somebody jumped in. Who was it?
Darius with the super sticker.
Darius with the $4 super sticker. Look at that. Thank you, sir. Hope you're having a good Monday. And you got a video for him?
On it.
So now they're trying to move forward. They're completely surrounded. And again, I bring up, they don't want to fire their weapons.
Okay, here we go.
Stop that! It's silly. Very silly indeed.
Yes, indeed. So the knife killing is the preferred way right here. So there's going to be a lot of up close and personal murders here.
It works up to a certain point, but then those two guys turn around and see them, so they have no choice.
Yep, and that's the problem. They're in a valley, which I really would be nervous going into a valley because you're creating high ground around you. You're in a bucket.
Yeah, but if you're able to take cover, and that's what they do, it's fine. And apparently it's the only way, or the shortest way, because they are far away from their camp. You knew the exact kilometers that they had to cover.
Yeah, it's like this is a lot of intense stuff here going on with this valley movement. Constantly looking for cover, using ACOG. That's the scope he's looking through. And here, this is the bush scene. I think this is the bush scene, isn't it?
I think so too.
Yeah, this is the bush scene where he sends Ahmed up ahead to go up onto those bushes up to the left. And so Ahmed moves up in there to make some noise, causing the guy to turn around and come and turn his back on Jake Gyllenhaal's character, John Kinley. And there's the blade.
And you see that a lot of force is needed to kill a man like that. I enjoyed that too. They didn't make it look easy.
Yep, he's working that knife through.
Mm-hmm.
And but then they turn around and they have such a fuck up. And it's one of the funniest moments where it's like, it's scary as hell, but it's funny because it's like bad guys, good guys just standing there like, oh, Jake, he's trying to back up and he realizes, nope, they turned, they saw me. And they're just sort of looking at each other like, it's right here. This is great.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to make the first move?
Time for a little rock and roll.
And it's just so fucking funny because Jake looks right at them and they're looking at him and they're just like, nobody knows what to do at first. Who's going to make the first move?
Bush, I have no problem with bloody stuff. I have no problem with horror and with spiders, but I'm good with the gore. That's fine. I enjoy it.
I'd have loved to see your reaction to a camel spider.
No, you don't.
I know what my reaction was. I considered shooting it off my buddy's chest. They're like, oh, hey, oh, wait, you're not friendly. Nope, I am not friendly.
I thought they were harmless.
And they're just sort of looking at each other like just, and then he just drops them fucking real quick. Pop up, pop up.
Oh my God, Lady B.
That gives up
the
their
minute
position.
they did that, yep, gives up their position. The echo. And it's like, God damn it. Now they are running for their life, trying to get the fuck out of there. I missed something. John O'Shea says something. Don't remember this war movie, but I sure hope Jake makes it out to get back to Brokeback Mountain. I already made a Brokeback joke earlier for Monkey Jeebus, but
it's pretty new. It hasn't been out that long.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, so maybe you just haven't seen it yet. That's why you don't remember. But go watch it. It's really good. That's the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get a pass on that. What does this say? Chicks bleed for 7 days a month. Bloody seeds are nothing but normal.
Yep.
I don't trust anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die. I don't
the man that's
what
been married 3 or 4 times, I understand that.
Hey, Gerry, like 2 months ago, I cut a fucking piece out of my thumb during that time period, and I'm still around, so we can lose a lot of blood and still live.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I've never actually watched it.
Me neither.
Just never interested me.
No.
You guys going up in the hills fucking? Nah.
So you're a bigot.
They found an empty house, right? And it stinks, but they have to stay the night there.
Because in my opinion, what makes it wrong is that they were doing that behind other people's backs. That's why I don't like it. I don't give a shit. If they want to go do that, do it. It's just infidelity and cheating on people, not cool. Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal are, I can't remember the film.
You could just leave off that last word there.
Yeah, take Cowboys out.
Cowboys off, yeah.
I think Bush and Jeeves really are the same person.
Now, this is a scene where they're trading off sleeping.
Yeah, finally, because that really made me nervous.
Well, I think it's because they're in occupied area. They weren't occupied yet. They were out in the woods.
Yeah.
But when they woke up, yeah, we're surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
I will never watch that film. I stand with Sam Elliott on that one.
That's not a genre I'm interested in. I mean,
walking around shirtless in chaps. And I like Sam Elliott. No cowboy does that. That's just weird. That's right. Fuel Up will fix anything. Look, he still wants to work. That's why he apologized. He wants to get work. And Hollywood is populated by those shitheads. But he said what he said, and it's still out there. I like a lot of the movement in this film, moving with their weapons.
It's really just that one shoulder turn that was fucked up.
Sam Elliott is also a veteran. Him and Tom Selleck both served. I don't know if either of them ever actually went to Vietnam.
That's when he gets hit.
Selleck was in the Guard.
Both were.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm not going to disparage the Guard.
I'm not disparaging them.
Oh, okay.
But he was in the Guard. They weren't active.
Yep. They are referred to as the people used for the backdoor draft. If you run out of people, National Guard and Reserve make up close to 70% of the people deployed in the last two conflicts. Three conflicts.
See you, come.
You see, that was the problem. That was the problem in the NAM. They had all the Guard, they had the reserves, but they kept drafting people. They should have activated, and they did a few units.
Yeah, because I know some national. Because here's one for you. A lot of people, my family don't know this. My grandfather was Illinois National Guard, and he was deployed, and to World War I. And when he came back, he went right back to that National Guard unit. And by the way, I don't think I ever told you this, Don. With the riots in Chicago after World War I, when the black soldiers were rioting and protesting, the National Guard in Illinois were called out. My grandfather was court-martialed because he refused to draw a weapon or aim a weapon at a fellow veteran. He didn't care what their color was. He says, no, I'm not going to do that. He goes, this is wrong. And his commanding officer, because I have the records that show he got in serious trouble, and then all of a sudden, it went away. And then he got his ETS. And I've always taken pride in the fact that my grandfather refused to take part in the fighting against the rioters.
Yeah.
Those were veterans wanting their rights. That's all it was.
Yep.
And they tried to use it.
Same thing with the DC riots in the 30s, when MacArthur, who by that time had a good reputation, but when they went in and the doughboys that were camped out there demanding their bonuses that they had been promised.
Yep,
And
didn't get 'em.
everybody was flat ass broke. Nobody had a nickel. And all they wanted was what the government promised them. And MacArthur went in with the troops and busted heads.
It's shameful. We have done so many shameful things, our military and our government. And it's like, and still you see the left, trust your government, disarm.
Well, this movie is about one of the things that you didn't do, I have to say, because all these promised visa and help for the people in Afghanistan.
That was another one.
That's
Biden created a situation that was so similar to what happened with the fall of Saigon.
That's the core of this movie's story, because Ahmed, he helps the US military and is promised a visa for him and his family, and he's not given it.
Well, he puts his life on the line here to take a wounded American soldier and hide him and carry him. Sometimes you just, all he's got is like he had made a litter and he dragged it. Then he gets a wagon and he refuses.
He's out. He has to drag him now.
He could just leave. He could just leave. And
but that's
nothing would
if
happen
he's
to him.
doing the right thing. This is what this movie is about, doing the right thing, whether you want or not. Because the sergeant doesn't want to go back to Afghanistan, but it's the right thing to do to help
And it's
Ahmed,
the
so he
commitment
does it.
that hence the name Covenant.
Yeah.
Covenant, it is a bond. It is a commitment. And he shows his commitment to John. And then John turns right around halfway through the film, showing his bond with him.
He almost breaks trying to fix it at first.
Well, both do, because he is so exhausted.
Yeah, but when he's going through all the bureaucracy and all the phone calls and being on hold all the time.
I'm in this scene. I'm talking about this scene.
I know.
During this, it almost breaks Ahmed. And you can see a point where he's really questioning whether he can go on.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and just puts all his effort into it and is able to move him again, because he gets stuck with the wagon. And it's such an emotional moment. And this is where he gets the wagon. They give him the wagon. And by the way, I found the right subtitles for this, because it actually gave you what the Afghanis were saying.
Oh, okay.
Some of the subtitles were incomplete, not showing you anything that they were saying. If it wasn't in English.
That's kind of annoying when you have a whole scene where you just have to guess.
Yeah. So I found out that they did put German in there. So I was playing the German
German, I have to say.
Because I could halfway understand it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here.
It gave us at least something. Because,
And they gave him opium.
Here
I
is
love this.
when he almost break.
Yeah, right here. He's stuck in a divot, a break in the road, and he can't get past it. And he's just like, he's so fucking exhausted. Try to push him uphill. And then finally he sits down and you think, this is it. Am I going to quit? And then he gets up and he makes it over that bump.
Yeah, let's not forget they probably don't really have much water too. Add that to the exhaustion.
Yeah, their blood's thickening.
Dehydrated, yeah.
Comes a point, you know you're in trouble when you're not sweating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he just can't get it out of that fucking...
Yeah, it's so hard to watch.
And he just like drops it and he just walks away and he sits down. And he's like, what am I going to do? 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 You know? And what I would have done is I would have taken him out of the wagon and gotten the other side and pulled it out. And then put him back in the wagon. But I understand the drama of this moment. I'm not going to criticize.
It's okay.
Because he's dehydrated. His logic center's probably not working perfectly.
Yeah.
And he just looks so drained. This is a really good scene.
He's such a great actor.
This is great acting in this film.
Fantastic. Both of them.
And Jake's somebody who can be very Keanu at times. He actually does a fantastic job in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he gets, he goes, oh yeah. And also I'm a sergeant and you don't call me sir. Yeah, it's like, well, I got to tell you, even when I went in, all you got to get is a 50 on an ASVAB to be infantry. I'm like, really? I think you'd want somebody a little smarter than that. Yeah, pee drinking material. I got to tell you, I don't know if they even make pee at that point.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, when you stop sweating, you're already in trouble.
That's where you get some water.
Diaphoresis is essential to regulating your body temperature. And if you're not sweating, you better hydrate quickly.
Fortunately, there's a roadside lemonade stand right there just for them.
Yeah.
I went in the 90s, and it was 50 when I went in. I can only attest to what I know, and that's what it was when I went in, 1990.
Here comes the Taliban.
Mm-hmm.
Tally me banana.
Oh, God. You had to, right?
Now I have to watch.
This is one of the most calm. He is so calm. I like the calmness on Ahmed.
That's what saves him. That's how he gets through all this.
Yeah, he doesn't react.
And that is because he can read people so well. He knows exactly what not to show so they don't pick up that he's terrified inside.
Calm, cool, collected. He opens that blanket and sees John Kinley's face. And he just fucking pops him in the head quickly. And then goes to shoot the other guy. He knocks the gun loose. So they are in a fight. And I got to tell you, I made fun of this moment. It's like, Ahmed, stop dropping your fucking gun.
Yeah. He has a bad habit
dropping your fucking
losing
weapon.
his weapon.
Somebody says, don't call it a gun. I said, it's called a handgun. It's called a machine gun. Gun is in a lot of their names. So don't fucking cry. I told that to a sergeant once. He tried, and he goes, oh, okay. And he just walked away from me. Didn't drop me.
Dude, you got lucky so many times.
Oh, and
here come the Americans. And they, of course, assume he's Taliban.
But he says, no, I'm one of us. And look on the card. Look who's there.
He's in the cart.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit. You're American.
It's John fucking Kinley. Yeah, because you can tell by their reaction. He was dead to them.
Yep. Because I didn't know how long it had taken place, but we find out that it was like weeks, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, some shit like that.
3 weeks.
Yeah, that he was missing.
Yeah. So now we switch to the second part of the movie where he's home again. And at first he doesn't even remember how he got home. It comes back in little snippets, in dreams and in flashbacks, sort of.
Yeah, that entire part, all of that was Act 1. We're now in Act 2. And Act 2 transitions quickly into Act 3. I really like the structure of this film. Because home is Act 2. Being out of combat.
It is. It's not an action movie anymore.
It will be though in Act 3.
It is okay. 3 movies in one. It is 2 action movies in that.
You wanted to say something, Don, on this part?
No. I just wanted to say that this was where I stopped watching. I got to watch the rest of it, so I'm gonna boogie out of here because I don't want it to be ruined.
Ruined, Brian. Ruined.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah, finish watching the film. I'm telling you, I was very pleased with what happened. But again, there's a problem with zero use of grenades, including grenade launchers. There's
that was weird. Yeah,
that one scene where they would have sent everybody out looking for him. They absolutely would have. They would have either found him alive or found him dead.
Leave nobody behind, dude. Nobody.
That's the Army's motto, man. Leave no man behind. And we take that shit serious.
Okay, gang.
All right, Don. Oh, he left. All right.
He's quicker than you.
So there she is playing this character, and she's very good in this character's part because she's very aloof. She's very guarded in her.
Dude, I'm dropping them right and left. Are you listening? I did at least 5 so far. I don't know. I don't care. It's a Military Monday show. I get to cuss.
Oh, Anima does F-bombs all the time. She's a filthy bitch, I tell you.
Yeah, I am. It doesn't help to be with Gerry. Doesn't make me better.
And this is where his PTSD is kicking in. His inability to hold anger back. You saw him do it earlier when he raged for a moment and then got his shit together. But dealing with bureaucracy is one of the quickest ways to break a soldier down.
For more than 35 days, he dealt with bureaucracy.
But the process here is he only knows what his friends know, that his interpreter somehow brought him back to safety. But remembering the whole journey, that just comes back bit by bit. But he knows now he owes the guy one.
Now
so
let's skip forward here. We don't need to see all of this.
No,
because we just described he's going to skip forward to when he meets with the officer, his buddy.
This event is important.
Oh, he threatens this guy. He threatens this guy.
Because
but go ahead and move forward. Because he threatens this guy, and it's caught on recording. And when he goes to meet with his friend at, by the way, McClellan.
Those are his flashbacks where he starts to remember the journey.
He goes to meet him at McClellan Air Force Base, which is a base where I've been to, and there are people don't realize there's Army on some of these bases. They're usually reserves, or they're with JTAC, so we need to skip
this part. This part reveals so much of his psyche when he's revealing to his wife how impotent he feels.
Yeah, because he's trying so hard and he's going nowhere with all this, and that's when he realizes he might have to go back to do it himself, because all the bureaucrats just aren't helping. All they're doing is putting him on hold and making him drink, because he gets drunk a lot. I think he's drunk when that is recorded, when he's making that threat.
Well, he's doing that. That's a choice.
Yeah.
But he's making that decision because he's getting stressed out. He's trying not to be stressed. And we need go ahead and skip forward, because I don't want us to run into a situation where we can't finish the film. So he meets with his buddy here, and he needs something set up. I need to do something. I have to act on this.
And he's telling that he has someone who can help him get,
which is the guy's brother, Ahmed's brother.
Because they know Ahmed's family are in hiding.
Ahmed's brother is a criminal. Ahmed's brother is a criminal who does dealings with the Taliban. So he's really good for intel. And in fact, that's his brother warning him the Taliban are there. Well, it's his brother's agent telling him, because he's got people watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's got to bug out, and this leads to the backdoor comment, because he has to kill a guy to escape.
Yeah.
And I think, again, he does it all quiet with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Ahmed and it's showing, because once you've, the hardest part is crossing that line, taking a human life. Yeah, back entrance. And here's where he leaves the door open, opens it, and the guy comes through. He hides and then cuts his throat, stabs him and cuts his throat. And once you cross that line, it becomes easier and easier, but it doesn't mean you're not aware of the moral implications. It's just you become calmer about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's difficult in this situation, because it's that guy or his fucking
Hey, Parrot's here. What's up, Parrot?
That's right, Bush. Gerry breached himself.
And so I don't get a video.
No, you don't. I don't.
Gerry breaches himself a lot.
Especially alone when I'm by myself.
Jesus my God. I didn't need that image in my mind.
I think I'll go hang out with Dawn.
So they've got a crate here, and he hides in. He's going to hide him in the crate, I think, or is that else? It's no, that's right. He's hiding them in the crates. That's right.
Mhm.
That's my backdoor stabbing.
Backdoor stabbing.
That sounds unpleasant.
Ooh, stab me again. Now that's a stabbing.
Why am I here?
Oh, for the girl who drops the F-bombs quicker, you got no room to talk. So this is where the walls go up, and she's like, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, she's making it clear that it's okay. I think at this point when he goes back to do what he has to do, because she
starts out sounding like she's going to be that wife that's going to say, I got you back. I'm not, but she goes the opposite direction going, I wouldn't have you if not for him.
Hmm.
If it hadn't been for his sacrifice, I wouldn't have you.
She understands. She's a good
surely
military wife.
He married the right woman.
Yep.
He did.
I've been doing this for 12 years.
Yet again, she's playing a strong female that is written in a really good way.
In a believable, realistic way.
Yeah.
Even if she has a Karen haircut.
Now, if this was written by, a Karen, she would go with him.
Oh, yeah.
Save both their lives.
Oh, of course. Hey, Scribelight.
I learned to be combat effective by being married to a soldier.
Hey, Scribe.
Hey, Scribe. What's up, buddy? You missed some of my discussion earlier, Scribe, about the union's strike and how I understand part of it, but I don't understand the second part. Railway Nation, I'm at 400 subs. Outstanding, buddy.
Fantastic.
Keep at it. I love when Anima says fantastic. It sounds just like Arnold. Fantastic.
You really don't want to spend time with me tonight, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, keep going.
I'm the devil in your life.
Yes, you are.
You love it 90% of the time, 10% of the time, you're just so fucking annoyed. You want to choke me out.
You definitely know how to push my buttons, sir.
You know how to push mine, so there you go. Relationship.
Yep. That's
in a room.
I like this, and he's like, no, I'll stand. Look at that uniform, the way he's wearing it.
See,
I just got so annoyed seeing him in that uniform like that. It's like it's the wrong size. It's not fitted. Officer wouldn't be doing that. His mustache out the fucking like Freddie Mercury level.
It's like nobody bothered with that character because it's only that one scene or something.
But I like that he brings up commitment. And when you owe somebody, and you owe me, because I saved your life. And he reminds this character that he saved his life.
Scribe, I only do Arnold for Gerry, only in private.
On purpose. When she does it on purpose. She'll do it too. She'll get to the chopper.
I never do it on command, and certainly never on the show. Sorry.
She does get annoyed with my Arnold. We need to wait. What did that say? We need to make distinction. All these Mary Sues in recent cinema are not strong women. That's what they call them now. They call them strong women. They're not, but they call them that. And so we jokingly refer to them as strong women, or women, but
really
they're not.
Just annoying.
I love it when you see a 125-pound woman throw a kick and hit a 220-pound man.
Okay,
and he goes flying backwards while she doesn't.
Yeah.
Really?
Physics still works.
Wait,
you don't know. You do not get to just say back door.
It's got to be creative.
Yeah, you're not even.
We have new rules.
No video for you.
I
want to use the new videos.
We have standards, we just don't backdoor you.
I am the soup Yahtzee. No video for you.
Jeebus level lazy. That is not being rewarded with a video. Sorry.
I really want to use the new videos.
Well, fuck it. Go ahead, give him a video.
Good.
You get him
Do you
soft in
want
your
it?
old age.
Now. Do it now.
On me. Kyle will pick up the rear. Roger.
There you go. John, you lazy son of a... I mean, not John. Who was that? Wade. Fucking lazy bastard.
And Bush is right. He was better with his breach.
So I like that he calls him out here. And he knows it. So he's going to give him everything he needs. Set him up with the right people. And these guys are mercs that he's going to go hook up. Oh, by the way, I like this. He leans out and he says, "Kiss me." And I like that moment.
Mm-hmm. They have a good relationship.
Her up. She's very guarded because she doesn't want to show her emotions for him. That's how you're thoughtful in a situation like this. Don't show your emotions.
She knows what he needs.
Yeah, she's keeping the wall up for him. She'll break down later.
Yeah, when he's not around. That's how you're there for people like him. That's what they need.
And so this is where we get to see Anthony Starr. Anthony Starr is one of... I suspect he might even have CIA behind him because he really looks like a lot of the CIA guys. Ball cap, shirt with a t-shirt, unbuttoned.
Oh yeah,
that is so typical
CIA.
for spooks. That is so typical for spooks over there.
It's like practically the official uniform.
Yep. And the way everybody is dressed right now, they don't look like, your typical mercs like Blackwater and all that shit.
But they are contractors.
But they're contractors. There's no question because they're paid to do what they're going to do. But I guarantee you they moonlight with the CIA. And so anyway, he lies. John Kinley lies about who he is. And it's funny because there's a moment later in the film that if he hadn't lied, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, he would have had all the support at once. And
because
not
he is one of the highest targets for the Taliban. He's high on the list.
That's why he lies. So his name doesn't...
He's afraid to trust is really what it is.
That too,
because he's afraid of telling anybody who he really is.
He wants to take zero chances of anyone knowing that he's going back over there because
But
he's
the
so high on
irony,
the Taliban's list.
The irony is that Anthony later says, "Man, if you told me who you were and who you were going after, you would have had this stuff right from the start."
He didn't know that he could trust the guy.
So what's going on here is he's paid money to hire these guys, and they said, "We can't do it for 72 hours. Our stuff is shut down." He says, "Wait 72 hours, and then we're available." He goes, "I got to go now." He goes, "Well, if you go now, you're on your own."
Oh, man.
And he goes, "I expect you to honor the agreement." And he's like, this is the best I can do right now.
He can't waste more time. He's wasted weeks.
Yep. And
I like Gyllenhaal's line when he say, "Oh, I know how this works. I pay you for washing my own car, so I can wash my own car."
Yeah.
I like that he says it, but I don't think that he would have left that M4 in the back. He tells him there's a loaded M4 in the back, and that would have been the first thing I grabbed, and I would put it in the passenger seat or in between the seats. Easy access.
Yeah.
He says, "If I were you, I'd wait 72 hours. Yeah, but you aren't me." I like that line.
He has a lot of good lines.
Yeah, and Anthony's a good character.
Yeah, but something is just wrong with his eyes. He has this murderous stare.
Anthony always looks like he's up to something.
Yeah.
That's fucking Homelander.
Yeah, it's Homelander, and yes, he's from Banshee. Banshee's a great show. My problem with him as Homelander is he always looks like he's evil. He looks like he's evil, like he's up to something.
He
and
is
Homelander's
evil.
not supposed to. That's the point. Is he's not supposed to look evil.
Yeah.
that gives the cards away. You know, you're playing fucking poker, for God's sakes, with your character. And his character doesn't play poker. He just tells him right away with his eyes, I'm fucking evil.
We are getting a new season of The Boys, right?
Yes. So
we
here we go.
have to go back to that show.
We get to meet Ahmed's brother. There he is. Come in, sit down.
And he's on the phone talking German, which was very funny for me.
Yeah, that was funny. He was talking German on this. And so just like Ahmed, they're multilingual, both of them. And basically, you can see that this guy's a dangerous guy, the brother, but he loves his brother. Yeah. And he's the one protecting him right now. But he's telling him this is his last shot. Each time he keeps going up the rung of the ladder to the top of the highest target for the Taliban. They're going to get him. This is our last chance of keeping him away from them. Yeah, so if you're going to do what you're going to do, this is the time to do it.
His brother is picking his new locations and telling him when it's safe to move, but there's only so much he can do. I mean, he's kept him safe.
I love the way he smokes here. He smokes like it's the most wonderful thing on the planet. And I've seen people smoke like that. They're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like sex to him. The rush from the first puff. But he basically says, look, I've got a guy here and he will do everything you need. And if you look at him, it's the guy that was watching over his brother from the earlier scene.
Yes.
The one that loaded him up into the truck. And so this guy, apparently, he has a commitment too, that he will to the death.
Yeah, he tells him that truck won't work. I'll have
your truck won't work. They will spot you.
Looks too amazing.
I have a truck. I have a way to get you in and out. And I love it. It's that painted truck, the Afghani painted truck.
Again, a painted truck. At first I thought they used the same one again, but they just look very similar because the painting is the similar
They like to
style.
paint them. It's like Japan. Japan has this thing about trucks, man. And they like to make them fancy and do all this artwork on them. There they also do lights.
Oh, the Philippines. Man, the trucks in the Philippines.
Now, again, they're going to use the crate system with him. What's this? Physics is rightfully suspended if it's Scarlet in Marvel. Uma. Yeah. Charlize actually is the worst of those in Atomic Blonde because they're still doing some stuff that makes sense with Uma and not so much. Uma's sword fighting is what I like. Scarlet just looks fucking hot, and her fat ass is enough weight to jerk a guy's head and break it. I mean, when she jumps on their neck or some shit. She's got a lot of junk in the trunk. But that's real, Gary. I have stopped many times. That first cigarette after not having one for, oh my God, dude. I've been around smokers my whole life. And like when I've been around a friend who hasn't smoked in a while and has their first cigarette, don't fucking bother talking to them. They're not listening to you. They're not listening to you. Now, this is a good scene. He gets through the first checkpoint, and it's a big checkpoint. There's a lot of people there. You don't want that shit going south with that many fucking people. Mm-hmm. And like, okay, we got through, no problem. Hey, boss, we're good. It's the second checkpoint with fewer people where things get hairy. And they got a guy off at a distance watching them. And they don't know that somehow. They don't see the car.
Also, the driver acted way cooler in the first checkpoint. In the second checkpoint,
these guys are, it's like they know something. It's like they've been told something is almost what it's like. But, they didn't because the brother would have known. So he goes in there looking in the boxes, the crates. And
he tries to bribe him.
It's getting really, and oh my God, he tries to bribe the driver
that's how he gives it away.
Knocks the money to the ground.
Wrong.
Yep. And he fucking opens that crate with him in there and he drops both of them quick. And they have to hide the bodies, but there's another dude watching them. Mm-hmm. And he begins following them. And he's communicating with the command of the Taliban.
Whom we still haven't seen. I suppose it's really just his voice.
I will look. I'm going to tell you something.
Maybe
she's got some nice. She's got big jumblies and an ass. She is not a toothpick. I didn't like her until she played Black Widow. Did not like her, and yeah, I like her junk. I also like the fact that she went out on a date with Tom Cruise, and it was actually a dinner, a Scientology dinner. And she excused herself to the bathroom and escaped through a window. True story. She's like, fuck
finally,
no. They had to use a lot of padding so she didn't look like a little boy.
You're doing it again, guys. Chat is derailing.
She was great as Natasha. Yep, completely. But as far as women fighting in martial arts and stuff in film, Gina Carano in that movie Hardwired.
Haywire.
I own that movie, and we're going to watch that today. By the way, Anima, we're watching that today. Haywire. Remind me, Haywire with Gina Carano. That is really one of my favorite films with a girl fight because she fights. And one, she's a really good fighter, and she could conceivably win in a fight with a male, not in a ring, but in a hand-to-hand fight with a guy. She could conceivably win if she plays smart, but not in the ring. A guy would beat her ass in the ring. Although I have seen guys that thought they were trained fighters go into a ring with females, Thai fighters over in Thailand. Go find it on YouTube. There's this one pro female Thai fighter.
Gerry.
This one guy wanted to...
That scene, it's so good. When they finally see each other again.
Oh, he sits down.
Sorry to interrupt you. But
yeah, but anyway, she knocked the shit out of that guy, that Thai fighter. She's a Thai fighter. Oh, Thai fighter. Anyway, this is such a great scene, and he's looking around like you. It's that moment in a movie, you son of a bitch, but he doesn't say it. But that's what.
No, Ahmed says something like, "I like your style," and he answers with, "I like what you've done to your hair," and he has no hair all through.
He's got no hair. Yeah, I like your outfit.
Yeah.
And he goes, I like what you did with your hair. This is a great moment.
They just immediately reconnected.
And you know, it's really surprising here. And I know that he used two other writers to help him with this, but Guy Ritchie did a really good job of plotting this story out. He really did. And he built the foundation of this story. And he had those other guys to help make sure. And they had a technical advisor help him with a lot of it. And they made a couple of serious, grievous mistakes, not sending a quick reaction force, search and rescue, and long-range team out to hunt for them. That would have happened. And not having any kind of grenades is weird.
That was weird.
Because everybody carries grenades. I was a medic and I had grenades.
Isn't that Fahim?
No, that doesn't look like Fahim. I don't think that is.
In the back, I was talking. Right?
I'm going to ask him. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Oh.
At that moment in the ambush when Gerry was like, how about grenade bowling? I had
yeah, this is where he's like,
where are the fucking grenades? They're just not there.
Now the mercs have discovered that he is, in fact, John Kinley.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So now shit hits the fan again, and we go back to action movie.
Oh, the angel of death.
Gerry, there's no point messaging him now. He's at work.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I don't care if I get the
I
answer
am
during the
too.
show. So I'm just going to ask you. You presume too much that I have to get the answer now. I already knew that. He's not going to be available till 1.
Oh, my goodness.
How are we doing on
We'll
time?
have him. We'll have him on the show and talk about one of his movies.
Yeah, I'm going to have to speed up this.
See, I would have rather speed. I don't want to speed. This is why I said to speed up earlier. Because this part I don't want to speed up.
We have to. We have 10 minutes.
You're not listening to me. This is why I said I wanted to do the earlier scene when he was stateside. I wanted to speed through that.
We did speed through it.
No,
Yes,
we
we did.
stopped and we stayed.
did
too
give him
much.
a break.
I said to just skip all of that stuff at home
Okay.
and go
Let-
straight to when he met with the officer, because we could have talked about it without seeing it.
Let me get to the. Okay, here's where the fun begins.
Yeah.
So this is the one grenade you see in the film. When they get to the tunnel, they park sideways, and then he puts the one grenade in the movie on the gas tank.
Yeah.
Pulls the pin, leaves it on there, walks away. It leads to the big moment that you see in the commercial with the explosion. And it's like, no, they have no more grenades. Because I tell you right now, my sergeant said it, man, when it gets hairy and you're doing close quarter battle, go grenade bowling. And make sure, one of the rules you learn in the Army, make sure to check the number on the bottom of your grenade before you throw it. Because that number tells you how long the fuse is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like if you've got one with a 0, don't even try throwing it. It's going to go off the minute you throw it. That is for booby traps.
Oh,
if you've got one with a 0, somebody fucked up. But they get trapped on this fucking bridge, man, and this shit gets so fucking hairy. They tow the truck so they can get the other vehicle around.
We should probably mention they have Ahmed's wife and the baby with them too.
Yeah, the entire family's there. We know that because he got them out of there. So they're trapped in the middle of this fucking bridge dam, and all they've got to cover them are these utility boxes. Oh man, this scene, it gets so fucking hairy, and they're running low on ammo.
Yeah, of course.
And good God, this scene, and they're still dropping them. And he goes, "I'm running low. I'm running low."
Lots of F-bombs, of course.
But they've already gone past the scene that I complained about, where he leans out, and he absolutely would have done a shoulder switch, so he didn't lean out because he made his entire body.
He was a massive target.
Now they show him doing this, firing from around a wall. You fire like that, and then they made that other screw up before. But this scene is so intense. And he hits that moment where he's given up the ghost. He's like, I did everything I could. I'm okay dying here. I feel bad, but we did our best. And he just sits there very calm. And it's like that moment that night after he raged for a moment, and he just let go and of the rage. And this is where he lets go.
There's nothing else that you can do.
There's nothing. They're out of ammo. There's no chance of doing much hand to hand here. They're outnumbered.
And did you just see his eyes? They're dead.
He's just let go. He's let go, and he's calm now too. Look at him.
But he's not ready to give up yet. That's his wife and baby back there.
They'll go out fighting, but he knows that they're not going to survive. He gets wounded.
Right, yeah.
That's his brother's man.
Look at those dead eyes.
He looks like a Buddhist monk right now, is what he looks like. And then the explosion.
Fragment
Goes right over their heads. It's fucking awesome, man. This is an awesome moment.
And there they are, finally.
Fully armed C-17, man, comes in there firing.
They mow them down.
20mm, 50s. It's got everything. Just fucking lighting up the hillside, killing everybody.
With him like this.
Danger close, ladies and gentlemen. We have identifying multiple targets. And now we get to see Call of Duty angle if you've ever played Call of Duty. I love this.
Yeah. Never played, just watched.
And it's actually one of my favorite parts of the game is getting to do this, switching back from the minigun to the 20mm. I fucking love that shit.
Dude, I haven't watched you play in ages.
And here comes the Cobra. Or is it Apache or Cobra? I can't remember.
An Apache.
It's Apache. Apache comes in, just lights those fucking trucks up, kills everybody. Everybody dead. And these guys are rescued.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
This is such a good scene. I didn't understand why they landed below the dam, why they didn't land up on the dam or at the end of the dam. I thought
Maybe
that was
for
weird.
cover. But
They
I don't
killed
know.
everybody.
They drew a lot of
Everybody was
attention
dead.
already. Yeah. Well, everybody on the bridge.
It would be quicker for them to make it across the bridge to them than to have to climb down. But here he comes, and he's like, if you just tell me who you fucking were, man, we'd have been, this never would have happened.
You could have had all this right away.
Here, this is where he lectures him with a smile. And he's Ahmed. I know who you are now.
Ahmed, no, the Ahmed.
The Ahmed, yeah. They're famous. They made quite a story on both sides.
I like that he tells him too. He says, you ever need anything, you get a hold of me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that gets caught on the subtitles, but that was really good. I also didn't catch it in the capture when they're in the helicopter flying. They're not looking at each other. And then right before they cut the scene, they make eye contact and look at each other.
Mm.
And I like that moment.
Hey, one thing I was going to ask you, because you see, he doesn't just hold the visas, he has passports. They wouldn't have been given passports. They're not American citizens, right? They would have just...
CIA would have given them false.
Yeah.
I think they're under false names. Those are false names.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Because that came to me later. Like,
There,
why would
Ahmed's looking at him.
they receive
And it
passports?
cuts right before it. It made me mad. I didn't capture that.
Mm.
And here it says, it gives you the details of what really happened over there, that over 300 interpreters were killed in combat. Fahim was an interpreter. He was an interpreter for the Marine Corps.
And a lot of them were screwed over
we,
because they never received the visas.
when we left Afghanistan, the commitment that we had with them was betrayed by the current administration.
And shortly after, the Taliban took
And
back
the only people who were
control.
gotten out were bought out of the country. And even though this movie is fictional, there are people who have gotten people out of Afghanistan by making deals and getting them out. Yeah. And this was something the U.S. government promised and didn't keep. And that's what turned Afghanistan into another Vietnam. Not what was done in the previous administration, what was done in this current one.
And this is why it's important for movies like this to be made, to tell these stories. Yep. Doesn't matter, it's not based on...
We handed it back over to the Taliban.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing they mentioned in this film, is that they took over immediately when we left.
And one of the last lines you see during the credits is, like, I forgot how soon after, but the Taliban took back full control. So all for nothing.
I still love the Cobra, dude. The Cobra was a beautiful helicopter. But I like this. He finally falls asleep here. Covenant, a bond, a pledge, a commitment. I love that. And I like that they threw real pictures of interpreters with their guys. It was beautiful.
That's always nice, yeah.
And again, they're called Terps. They're not called interpreters. They're called Terps. It's a nickname given to them. And it's not like Sarge. It's meant as a compliment. You're a Terp, man. You're my Terp. And that's it, man.
See, we made it.
Hey.
Oh, John's here. Holy shit.
Yeah, Gerry is a man of little faith in me.
I know. You don't deserve that, Martin. You're doing a great job back there.
Oh, you did a great job. It's just, I did say skip.
Let's not go there. He did. He skipped.
Please. All this bickering is pointless.
Let's not bicker, but wrap it up instead.
And what you know is, even when I bicker, it doesn't matter. I love you and I respect you and I admire you. So
can't we all just get along?
Shut up, John. This is a great
now
film.
You talk.
It really is. If you've not seen this film, get to it, because it is a worthwhile film. There's some issues with it. Like, again, one
Minor
grenade
issues.
in the entire film. One grenade. I do know that when they set up that mortar in that ambush scene,
Holy shit, yes.
fuck, man. I was like, goddamn fucking mortars, man. Close range. Scary shit. What did it said? What did he say? What did
ABC. He's talking about the Cobras.
Oh, I forget what they called them. Don's not here.
Well, we have 1 minute.
I know that I remember one time we had helicopters go over us, and I think they were Apaches go over us, and we got covered in hot brass.
Ouch.
And as awesome as that moment was, I did not like that moment. So anyway, it might have been Cobras because this is before they were retired. It might have been Apaches. I just don't remember. But anyway, that's the end of the show, guys. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Penny, Andy Morrow, Alex Moore, Boosh McFadden, Dragon Ruse, Lady V Elements, Cam's Crash Courses, Mexican Ironman, and thank you for your support too. John Ostains, Darius Munchausen, Parrot Head, Scribe Light, Real Wade Nation, and again, Darius, thanks for your support too. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mexican Iron Man. Everybody have a great day. I guess the Chief's going to be here tomorrow. I haven't seen anything on that, Martin.
Yes, it's going to be.
All right.
Yeah,
so
we're going to do the Fort Apache, the Bronx.
Oh, that's right. Fort Apache, the Bronx. Great fucking movie.
So don't miss that, guys.
So be here for that. That's a great film. Paul Newman. Danny Aiello. It's one of his early films. Watch The Chief tomorrow. With that, we'll see you Wednesday for UFO Wednesday and then Dangerous Military Nerds. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Those sons of bitches.
Ma, I'm doing a show.